Good evening, everyone. I am Kronos, and tonight we're going to be playing Powerstar Golf because that's what we need to be doing on stream is golfing. What is more invigorating than watching someone play video games? Watching someone play video games about the sport that is golf. The sport has been defined by Mark Twain as a long walk spoiled, and we don't even get to walk. We're going to sit here on the couch, and you can watch me do it. With me, to at least keep the conversation engaging, is Des. Hi, Des. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Excellent. We actually have you here tonight, which is good because last week we lost you a couple of times, and hopefully by pointing that out, Microsoft will be kind to us and not have it happen this week.
Ha ha.
No, we're going to be completely subject to the whims of the Microsoft.
Of the Microsoft.
I mean, it's just a pure collective now, right? I don't remember it taking this long to load previously. That doesn't bode well.
It would be hilarious if it just randomly didn't work.
Yeah, not so much.
So what kind of golf is this? Is it real golf?
It is not real golf, in the sense that it is, you do have power-ups, you have special abilities. Some of the special abilities get to be pretty ridiculous. I don't have any of those yet, really. So at the stage I'm at, it's closer to real golf, but even in that, it's not particularly amazing. Apparently, I never actually did career mode. I thought for sure I had started career mode, but I apparently didn't. This game is available to play as a demo, and so I played it a lot as the demo. That's why I got up to level 7 in the demo. And then I purchased it, and because it has achievements only when you purchase it, some of the achievements basically unlocked immediately. I don't think I've actually played it since I bought it, though. So my golfer's name is Frank, and Frank is this barrel-chested machismo guy, and he's got his caddy Astrid. And their special powers are rocket launch, which means he hits it really, really hard, and hers is putt prediction. It gives you a better idea of what the green will do to your putt.
Man, Astrid is like a bag of Scandinavian tropes. Her name's Astrid. She's blonde, she's got that sweater.
I'm a white boy, 241, hit the ball 824.64 yards, which is so far that he may well have hit the monorail.
Powerstar Golf and Forza Motorsport 5 were the two games Wipod got on launch day. This isn't going to be good because whenever Wipod actually likes a game, the stream goes completely to hell.
Well, just because he bought it doesn't mean he likes it, right?
Wipod, do you like this game?
Oh, so that's both a yes and a no. More of a no, though.
What's your favorite golf game of all time?
At Houston, we have a problem.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't do the first one. We're gonna say, take a mulligan.
Ouch.
No, that's not a mulligan. That's just actually replaying the shot. Let's relive that awful shot. Well, this is not going to hit par.
What course is this? Is this a real course or a made-up course?
These are all made-up courses, and that's actually one of the benefits of this game, in that it has some
at Mother Nature's mercy.
interesting layouts that you could never actually have on a real golf course, and they're fun to play with. At least I find them fun to play with. All right, we're out of the rough. We're on the fairway.
Nice recovery.
It's a great start.
Well, my tee shot was
Unless
really...
you're putting, you can apply spin by using the D-pad while setting up your shot. Use side spin to play curved shots, known as drawing or fading, and top or back spin to control the ball on landing.
I don't think I ever actually did that in the demo, so... honestly, this looks pretty good. I don't
Probably
want to
Mario Golf Toadstool Tour and Golf Tee It Up on 360.
Whoa! Breaking orbit.
I played a mini golf game 10 million years ago on the PC back when Reagan was president. I wish I could remember what it was called. It was actually, I mean, I thought it was time.
Too
You had
hard.
to go through a burger.
Great shot.
I have really strong memories of this burger.
I played a
hop
golf
up
game
and
on PC as
down,
well, but I don't remember a burger at all.
And you would have
so-
to time it so the burger didn't squash you.
Oh man.
So I
this is not good.
played that, and then for real golf, I played Tiger Woods golf. 3 seasons of that, 3 seasons of the tour. And I am one of the best players in the world, actually, and that's not an exaggeration.
Fizzled out on that one.
It's my weird thing, because I don't like sports games, typically, and I'm extremely good at one of them.
Just, random happenstance. This is what we were talking about, that maybe you turn into a collectible card game savant. And honestly, you've done
Right.
better at Hearthstone than I would have expected you to do, coming in completely new to the genre. You've picked it up quickly, you've made, mistakes, but you've made understandable mistakes, and you understand the concepts really well. So you're obviously a good gamer, and to a certain extent, obviously golf video games are a lot easier than golf in real life. Unlike,
Right.
say, a
In other
driving
words-
video game.
No golfer in the history of ever has ever played golf anywhere close to as good as a top video game golfer can play. Because they don't have to wreck their spine and deal with all that shit.
Ugh.
They don't have to walk.
Yeah, we can just sit on our couch.
But I lived across the street from the Blue Monster, and that's literally across the street. When I did play Tiger Woods golf, so it was really interesting when I played that course.
Wahoo!
That it was so close to my house, and when the tour was there, we did see them. Because they always had a military appreciation day where the military people and their families could go for free.
Well, hot diggity.
Aww.
Sharp approach.
At least I'm getting XP. I'm not doing well here. In case anyone was wondering, how's he doing? Not well.
Mosey
That's
on.
right. Kronos is a gamer. But I held
Double bogey.
world
Bad,
shot
just disappointing.
records,
Oh!
all kinds of things.
Are you secretly I'm a
when
white
I
boy?
played. No, because I don't have this game. I'm probably better than he is, though.
I think I'm a white boy might actually be a cheater because I don't think it's possible to hit the ball that far within the rules of the game.
Yeah, 700 yards is a bit.
It was over 800.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do some crazy things in this game because this game is broken at the end when you get all the special abilities, which, like I said, I don't have those yet. But not 800 yards broken.
Powerstar challenge.
Oh, I don't want to do a challenge. I achieved par or better on this hole, stopping off the fairway, green, or fringe no more than once.
Now that Tiger Woods is in disgrace, what is there an EA golf game anymore? Who'd they give it to?
I honestly don't know.
Hmm.
Rory McIlroy. Hey.
Roy. Oh
Rory.
God, really?
Yep.
Gonna pick somebody cool.
Hey.
Well, I mean, I guess he is cool.
Yeah, why wouldn't he be cool? He's like one of the best golfers in the world, right? So in this case, I'm activating my maximum power shot, so it just increases my power of this shot off of the tee, which will help me get some extra distance, which is great for a par 5. Yay! I
Also,
didn't screw up
golfers
for
as a
once.
group aren't very exciting.
I mean, why would they be?
There's no, like, super bad boys or...
Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Oh, that was bad.
Rough landing.
I must have put too much English on it. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice recovery.
That's not a golf term. Golden tee machines are pretty rad, too.
I don't know what that is. What is a golden tee machine?
I'm gonna find a location. Let's see where the closest one is to me. Are those like Topgolf? They might be like
Rough
Topgolf.
landing.
What? What?
No, no, no. They're
What?
not. They're not like
Aw.
Topgolf. Speaking of Topgolf, there's this thing called AT&T
Sharp
Thanks,
approach.
which is thank yous that AT&T gives its customers. And the one I take advantage of is 2 for Tuesday, which is BOGO tickets at AMC movie theaters.
Yeah, there's always next time.
But apparently on
Results.
Sundays at Topgolf, it's buy one get one free hours.
Amateur medal 1.
So maybe I'll.
Hey, that counts for something. I completed
Hey,
the
you got a
event.
thing.
I did not achieve a score of par. That's very true.
Okay, so it's not like the thing with the net where you kind of faux golf inside a room. It's an actual game. Or, well, arcade cabinet. Which is a game. But they would both be games. So, Mr. Des bought these thermos sleeves for Coke cans. Keep your Cokes cold. And they really keep your Coke cold.
Well, I mean, once it's chilled already, right? It doesn't make the Coke cold. It's just...
It will not make your Coke cold.
It's
But if
adiabatic.
your Coke is... Yeah.
Alright.
It insulates it to keep it cold. And it's surprising because, you know, I just took a sip of a Coke I opened an hour ago and was expecting it to be not cold and then was freaked out by it being cold.
But it's probably still not all that fizzy because it's been an hour. Which course should I do, Ypod? Now that I got my skills back, and I remember all the buttons, and I even hit a perfect shot in there, so, I mean, that's something. I probably shouldn't go too far down the way, I'll get crushed, but...
They're all the same course, just different challenges.
Well, there's a lot of different holes, I know that.
That's what she said.
Well then, did you see my stream title tonight?
Well, is you're putting balls in holes?
No, putting. Putting balls in holes.
Oh,
There's
it
two
is
T's.
putting. Doesn't pudding have 2 T's? I don't think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Pretty sure it doesn't.
You think it's puting? Alright, let's Google this now. Google
Well,
this
obviously,
shit.
puting's not a word.
Puting.
I don't have Raiko, do I?
Dictionary.com says it's 2 T's.
I do have Raiko. How did I get Raiko? I don't remember unlocking her. I don't have Henry, or Kiara, or Master Laoshi, or Dominique.
Puting.
Well, my pun doesn't work quite as well as I thought it did, but... What was her ability? That's right, Tesla. Tesla's ridiculous, so we'll use her. I thought you didn't unlock her until so much later, so this is fine. Do I have any other caddies? I do. What's his power? Shot prediction. Yeah, let's go. So now we're going to play as Reiko and Kirby. Well, we haven't crashed the dashboard, so that's a good sign. That would be really bad for stream. Let's see how badly I can do this time around. Now, obviously, she has not as much...
Badly or poorly?
All of the above. I mean, I did just slaughter a lot of slimes last week.
That's true. You were a monster, basically.
So she doesn't have the power that Frank has, but her special ability is ridiculous. Yeah, this looks good enough. Let's crank it. Solid shot. Alright, Des, so what are we going to talk about tonight while I hit balls and try to put them in holes?
While you have balls on your chin. Well, the first topic of conversation is what games did you play this week? What games have you been playing this week?
I have an addition to the list that I sent you because I wouldn't be able to remember and the addition is... That's not how I wanted to put the English. That's why I did it wrong last time. Now I know. English is backwards. It's like Mr. Dez's controller when we play Borderlands.
Oh my god. He uses inverted controls. It makes me crazy.
Perfect shot.
Okay.
So the addition is Battleship.
The addition is
Battleship.
Battleship, like the Hasbro Battleship.
Like the Hasbro Battleship, it's just plain Battleship, not the Battleship that is the first-person shooter based on the movie, but it's about the board game. It's like, we need to get more movie ideas. What can we turn into a movie?
It's kind of uphill.
Totally randomly, but I watched a documentary on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us. The first episode is about Star Wars, and it was actually really interesting in sort of
on the green, ladies and gentlemen.
For par.
Well, first of all, how Hasbro lost their contract to make the Star Wars toys, had to buy it back, and then...
That has to have cost a fortune.
Oh, so much money. What had happened was George Lucas didn't start approaching people about making toys for Star Wars until about 9-ish months after the movie was about to come out. So it was 9 months-ish away from release. And at that time in the toy industry, they need 2 years lead time.
Wow.
To make toys.
So he's like, I need you guys to do this in basically a third of your regular time.
Right. And so every major toy company in the United States told him to go pound sand. Except for one, which was a small toy maker in like Cincinnati, Ohio or something. And I can't remember the name of it. And they were like, okay. And the deal they struck with him was, which he was extremely unhappy about and never stopped talking about how unhappy he was about it, was that he would get 2.5 cents of every dollar.
Wow.
That they made from the toys.
That's a lot. And he was unhappy about this. He's nuts.
Yes. Yeah. And it might have been every $10. It was, whatever it was half of the industry standard. Basically. It was about half of the industry standard. And so, and he was unhappy about it. And if they didn't sell enough toys that year for him to get $10,000, they had to write him a check for $10,000 to keep the license. So that was the deal.
Okay.
And so the toys came out. They started out with just putting new stickers on already existing toys.
Oh no.
And
that's not gonna
to
work.
get a batch of like something out. And then they pioneered the 3¼ inch action figure. And the reason why is at that time most action figures were 12 inches, like G.I. Joe was 12 inches. But with the Millennium Falcon and X-Wing fighters and all this, they couldn't be that big, or else the ships would cost a mint. So they shrunk everything down to 3¼ inches, and that set a whole new standard.
A lot
and
less plastic.
They ended up, yeah, they sold a ton. Obviously, they sold a record-breaking enormous amounts of toys, and for years and years and years. And then Hasbro bought whatever this toy company was. Can't think of its name. It's like Keenan or something like that.
Try and keep up.
Kenner.
If you can.
And for whatever reason, either it got lost in translation that they had to keep writing Lucas a check for $10,000 every year to keep this license. Or if they figured Star Wars was done and they weren't going to do anything with the IP and elected not to. So when the prequels rolled around, Hasbro did not have the rights to Star Wars. And Lucas, by that point, could get anything he wanted. So he got a really punishingly high royalty. Hasbro still made money, of course, but not nearly as much as they would have if they had maintained the license.
I need to get par better, but I also need to get it in one putt. So we are going to use Raiko's special ability here because I want this challenge. So her special ability is called Tesla, or Tesla Field, and it's basically this, it turns the hole magnetic. If I get it in the vicinity, it will just pull it in.
Wow.
What? It's supposed to have pulled that in. I mean, I was right on it. Oh my gosh.
We're getting the hang of this.
Apparently, I don't know how that works. My car.
I don't think,
my caddy says we're getting the
that
hang of
works the way you think it works.
Jackass.
Okie dokie, well.
Yes, I did it.
Stupid challenge. Don't dance!
Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about Star Wars toys. Oh, because you brought up Battleship. which made me think of Hasbro, which made me think of Star Wars toys. Whew, glad I sorted that out.
That was a nice hole. I'm just disappointed on the hole about how it
You should
turned
be. That
out.
was really sad.
Yeah. So I'm playing Battleship for fairly easy points, but also because I like Battleship. My kids like Battleship. It's good to play with them. But I want easy points because it's GTAC, and that's one thing I know we're going to talk about a little bit later on. In the meantime,
I did
though,
put it on the list.
we'll get there. We'll get there. Maybe. You can call us out. That's fine.
I'll probably skip over it.
No! We have a plan! So, her ability is really awesome, but I guess I need to do it from further away. I still have one more shot.
Or like
chance
learn
with it.
how it actually works.
Yeah, that's all. Maybe I didn't do it right. It's always a possibility.
Technically, I mean, you are a gamer. Okay, so you also played some Disney Fairy game.
Yes, similar reasoning. Playing it with my kids. We got through the first episode yesterday and tonight as sort of like a post-dinner special time with Dad. Let's play a game. And it's basically a hidden object game, but it's designed for children that are interested in the age range that would be interested in the Disney fairies. So, like, a 10-year-old needs to be able to figure this out pretty quickly. So, obviously, it's not tough.
Right, it's not the hardest hidden object game you've ever played.
Not at all. But it's pretty fun. The story is okay. It's enjoyable. I bought the episode we played in a very old sale that Microsoft had for Windows Windows games, basically, that had Xbox Live enabled. 10 cents is what I paid for it. The downside is that that's the base game, which is one episode, and it's like 4 or 5 episodes long, and they're like $5 or $6 an episode, and those don't go on sale. So it's like, hey, yeah, you bought it for 10 cents, but if you actually want to play it, it's still going to be $15-16. Pay up.
Right.
Watch and learn.
Oh, I should have used the Tesla or something, because that's pretty solid. Maybe I didn't need
Sharp
to.
approach.
That was a pretty good shot.
If that had been a Tesla, I think
Looking
that
pretty
would have
fly
gone
there.
this way. Definitely want short.
And you played Monopoly 2 or something? No.
Monopoly Deal.
Oh. Monopoly Deal and Walking Dead
On the
Season 2.
green. Naturally.
All very easy games. Monopoly Deal is particularly easy, but it's got some really annoying achievements, which was a lot of fun. Well, iPod's explaining to us why my thing was just bad. Oh well. Another.
On
What?
the green, ladies and gentlemen.
God. I can't with this putting breakdown.
Bogey.
Disappointment.
You're a
tempers
gamer. Pull yourself
expectations.
together.
At least she's not dancing this time. That's right. You wallow in that misery. Don't crack under the pressure, Crow. Come on. So the answer is I've been playing a lot of low ratio gamer score games so that I can get through a lot of gamer score on the quick. I've earned a ridiculous amount of gamer score this week as a result. My Tuesday to Tuesday gamer score increase is on the order of 2,500 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, if you have 1,000 gamer score in a game, it's like 2.5 games, right? So it's a fair amount.
And you're doing this just for fun because you don't have a chance of winning this
Oh, yeah,
thing
no.
at all, correct?
No chance of winning. I mean, I'm pulling easy points in the first week for a bonus because I want to and it's fun.
Great approach.
Is this the team one or?
It is a team-based event, yes. So my teammate has also pulled in about that many gamer score, trying to get his side of it done, because you need 6,000 gamer score for the team for the bonus. I always misread the amount that this pulls it. Oh, crap.
Oh, just.
It's on the green, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, that felt sarcastic the way he said it.
It was on the green, and it's still on the green. Oh, that's bad.
On the green. Naturally.
She's being sarcastic to herself. Great, great.
Man, the people in this golf game are really harsh.
A mere sliver in the overall game.
Records are stored for every hole on every course. There are records for the longest drives, closest approaches to the pin, and longest putts. When taking a shot, records are marked on the course, so you can see what you have to do to beat them. Beating a friend's record will earn you XP, as well as bragging rights, and set a new standard for others to beat. The world record is always visible too, and can be beaten like any other, provided you have the skills.
Really, with world records, it's all about
Keep your
luck.
friends close and your rivals closer.
That's what losers think. Okay, so what is Monopoly Deal and how is it different from Monopoly?
So, it's a card game rather than a dice game. You shuffle a deck of cards, and in the deck of cards, there's a card for each of the properties. There's wild cards, which are one of two different colors of properties. There's generic wild cards, which can be any color of properties. And then there's action cards that spice things up and keep things interesting. And you try and build 3 sets. And if you get 3 different, essentially, monopolies from the game, then you win the game. And it's really easy, and pretty quick. Games last 10-15 minutes, which is a good length of time to be playing this game, because you don't want to play it for much longer than that. But to get all the achievements, you need to do some tough things, like you need to get the Boardwalk and Park Place, but you need to get exactly the original Boardwalk and Park Place, not the wild cards. Put a house and a hotel on them, then charge rent for it using the double the rent card, which only comes up periodically. Plus, you can't use the wild card rent card. You have to use the rent that's specific to the Boardwalk and Park Place. So basically, you need to get in your hand 7 different cards that, they're in the deck, but get them all together and not have won or lost before you can play them. It's annoying.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But I had a pretty fun time playing it. I didn't pay much for the game, so it was okay for me. Especially since I enjoy that kind of game. That is the kind of game that I play a lot of. Stupid card games, stupid board games, because it's fun for me.
Well, speaking of stupid card games,
Watch and learn.
I've just developed this new play style for Hearthstone.
Okay.
Which is that if the person I'm playing takes a long time to think about things, I resign. I just can't be bothered to sit while they think. So I just started quitting games if I get the impression that the person wants to ponder.
So while they're roping, you're leaving.
Oh, if I see the rope, I'm gone. That's it.
You're gone already before then.
But I'm gone before the rope. Yeah. If I see too many what should I do's, I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm out of here. I don't care if you're
Superlative.
Oh, yeah.
Great shot.
squid launcher.
For a birdie,
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is I'm like, look, you're playing me. You're not actually good, and neither am I, and this is not going anywhere important. So you need to get with the program and hurry it up. I have levels to get through, man.
Well then, come on.
Yes!
That's a birdie with a B for from the bat to the bone.
Yes.
Yay, I got a birdie. I feel unreasonably happy about that. So let's look at some of
Birdies
these
are
other
hard,
names on here.
man.
Eleanor Briggs, Ida Nunez, Ethan McGuire, Ming Sung, Marty Redstone, Raven Devine, and Camille Boss. Or do you think that's Boza? I mean, it doesn't have the umlaut, but...
Well, it would be Booza. It was if it hadn't.
Man, everyone else
Sorry,
did
my-
really badly on that hole.
My
What
throat's
hole am I
messed up.
playing? Show strokes? No. Scoreboard, that's what I want. That was hole 5. I want to make sure I use my other power-ups before it goes too far. Alright,
You
let's
did it.
back continue.
Okay. So, totally random thing that we didn't discuss discussing.
Okay.
All right. My sister and I were trying to figure out what to watch for the kind of like evenings entertainment or whatever. And
Hey.
Netflix got all the Lethal Weapon movies. So she's never seen them. So we went with that. And in Lethal Weapon 2, Danny Glover's daughter films a condom commercial.
Mhm.
And my sister was like, they don't even make those. And I was like, well, sure they did. I mean, the Trojan Man, they're totally a thing. And she's like, I have never seen a condom commercial in my life. And I
Really?
kind of thought about it and realized I haven't seen one in a long time. Not since maybe high school. So I looked it up, and apparently condom makers
Nice
didn't have
on.
any interest in television advertising, and
For a birdie.
TV stations didn't want condom commercials because they're controversial.
Right.
So Edward Coop had a federal program for getting them on TV.
C. Everett
Um,
Koop.
C. Everett Koop, that's right.
Former Surgeon General.
Right, Surgeon General. It was while he was Surgeon General that he started it. 1987 is when he decided that there was going to be condom commercials, and he wanted it because of the AIDS crisis. And I'm like, I don't.
On the green.
I can see condom
Naturally.
commercials getting on TV, but like not the kind of condom commercials he probably wanted. So I don't know how effective he thought it was, but
Bad, not bad.
Yeah.
so I'm guessing once there was no longer federal money for it, they just stopped doing it.
I remember seeing them when I was in college, and I even remember seeing a few shortly after college. So that would have been a number of years after we were out of high school, but maybe 9 years ago is the last time I would say I definitely had seen one. I'm in second place.
But trying to explain the Trojan Man commercials to my sister, where I was like, oh yeah, it'd be these two people, and they'd be like on a boat having a romantic boat ride, and things would start to get hot and heavy, and then this guy would appear out of nowhere, Trojan Man, and I was like, that sounds really creepy, actually.
It does sound really creepy.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't believe that was a commercial for a while. What the hell?
Things were different back then.
The 90s were a strange time.
The naughties. It's all about the naughties.
Now, I saw a really good series of commercials for condoms when I was in Jamaica on Jamaican TV. They had a jingle. It was "I've got my condom right here with me," and it was targeted at women with careers, to always make sure they had protection, so they didn't have to rely
Ah,
on some.
That's how you do it.
Woo!
All right.
Do do do.
We want to get it here. All right, help me out, Caddy. That's actually solid. I like that.
I've never been better.
And bounce. And oh, I overshot it a little bit. Too much power.
Nice on.
Still, I got 2 shots.
For a birdie.
It's a slope to the right.
Really? Thanks.
Hey, don't sass him. He's just doing his job.
That's true.
Plus, you look like you help probably.
One step closer
Not so
to
good.
victory.
A little too strong.
For par.
I really need this.
I need it.
Not gonna make it. Not gonna make it.
Goes
I tapped too
nothing.
fast. No, my challenge. I thought I had a chance at that, honestly.
Bogey.
A minor setback. Ah! Ah!
Unfortunate. I've fallen far from grace there. Par 5. Oh, I don't like par 5s.
Alright, so games that I played this week
Yes. What are you up to?
are Overcooked. Again.
Yes. Still.
So, still.
You're gonna be playing that
yep.
for a while.
And then, yesterday we decided we had to stop playing Overcooked. It was like a problem.
You're causing too much stress.
Well, it's not so much that as have you ever heard of PlayStation Thumb?
Yes.
Okay, so my sister is having some twinges because we've been just playing it that much. So she needs to rest her thumb. So I have been looking around for games like Overcooked. The PC has some, but I mean, it's really there's not a ton of games like that. And I'd gone on Steam and looked at some of their suggestions and had thought about getting this one called Storage Inc. And I was like, well, let me see if GOG has it. And I logged into my account today, and there was a special deal on this game called Cook Serve Delicious, because
Okay.
Cook
Nice
Serve Delicious
recovery.
2 just came out, and so they were doing a bundle.
Hey, we
Of
want you
both
to
the
buy our
games.
game, so buy our other game a little bit cheaper.
And I was like, well, I can get these 2 games that are really highly rated on Steam for $10. And let's just see how we do. And they're okay. They're not the same. They're definitely more realistic and they're harder.
It's not going to get on the green. Nuts. I didn't hit it hard enough.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I wasted it.
Don't get so despondent. It's only a game. Oh wait, sorry.
It is only a game.
Yeah, but you don't say that unless you want to get stabbed.
I don't know. I'll say it.
I predict good things.
Spot on shot.
All right.
For par. Par.
Take that.
Satisfactory.
That's right.
So yeah, in Cook Serve Delicious, it's about establishing your restaurant in a
Yeah.
Japanese business tower. It's
Okay.
a tower restaurant. And apparently they're like super essential in these high rises where people work around the clock, but people look down on them. They're not like real restaurants, I guess. There seems to be some sort of cultural thing that I don't understand going on exactly.
That makes total sense. That's very Japanese.
Yeah. So it's about getting people to come to your tower restaurant and turn into a 5-star restaurant, like a actual destination restaurant. And that's the plot of the first game, and then the plot of the second game is your release doesn't get renewed, so you have to switch towers and go to a
start
different
all
tower
over
and
again.
start all over again.
Because once you change the location, your 5 stars goes away.
Exactly. We played both of them. The second one is definitely an improvement because in the first one, they give each player a real kitchen role based on like the French Brigade style. So one person is expediter and one person is cooker. And
Don't hit the tree. Don't hit the tree. Don't hit the tree.
it's incredibly easy
You show 'em,
/ boring to be the expediter. So,
Good.
and it's really, really stressful for the person who's cooking. In the second game, you can each grab an order and fill it, so there's not like strict roles. Also, I mentioned I played Hearthstone,
Yep.
played Yakuza, started Final Fantasy 12, and some Grim Fandango, the remaster. So actually, I was quite busy this week.
Yeah. You've had
A
a
lot of
busy week of
games.
gaming too. We've both been gaming it up
Especially
hard.
Especially since Final Fantasy 12 is not like, I mean, that was an hours of my life gone. So,
But fun hours, right?
yeah, actually, I forgot how I played Final Fantasy 12. It came out shortly before I got a really bad case of gastroenteritis, which is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing to have. And basically, there's no
Easier than a
treatment really.
PhD.
So I went to the doctor, and they were like, "Here's
Great
a pamphlet
approach.
on recognizing the signs of dehydration. Don't get
Ugh.
dehydrated. If you get
Football.
dehydrated, go to the hospital.
There's a left slope.
If you don't stop vomiting in 8 days, go to the hospital even if you're not dehydrated." So
It's on the green, ladies and gentlemen.
I played
We
Final Fantasy
can
12, a lot of
still
it,
recover.
while I was homesick with it between throwing up. So I don't think I
A minor
absorbed
setback.
the early portions of the story very well. Because some of the stuff I was like, what the heck is... I don't
Small
recognize any
victories
of
are
this.
better than none.
Well, here's the thing. There's a real gap here. You know, it's 1 under par, 1 under par, par, +2, +3, +9. I had to make top
Yeah.
6. So all I had to do was not be +8. What a gap.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, I made it. We did it.
You made it. Career event 1.
Amateur medal 1.
But I could have done pro. Maybe.
I mean, you want to give yourself something to work your way up to. You know, you don't want to blow through all of this at once.
Alright, let's go have a look at, having done a 9-hole course there. Show off some of the things maybe that we can buy in the game. Right now I'm still using all starter equipment for my golfers. Store. You can use the credits you see me earning. I have 13,000 of them there to buy these packs. And inside the packs are items. So, the 1,000 credit pack has 3 randomly selected amateur boosters with a chance of getting pro, elite, or extreme stuff. So this is just boosters. Boosters are one-time effects that you can use for playing a course. I haven't used any of them
Doesn't
yet.
seem like a good investment.
No, it's a way of getting a little bit better for those tough holes, maybe, but... Amateur pack costs 3,000, 5 to 3 of the items being pro level, and then pro up to 3 being elite, and then up 3 elite being up to extreme, and then you're guaranteed extreme if you buy the extreme pack.
Those are expensive.
Yeah, I mean, those are a lot of credits, and you
Yeah.
can grind the credits out, and I don't even think there's any way to buy credits. This isn't like a free-to-play game. I had to pay money for this game, even though I played the demo for free for a little while. You can play multiplayer. I want to check the rival mode app.
Lets you challenge other players' best rounds, even if they're not playing Powerstar
Tell me,
Golf
narrator.
at the time. You can challenge a rival's all-time best on any round they've completed in stroke play format. If you beat your rival's
Can you
score,
challenge
you'll earn
Wiipod?
XP.
I'm
If
actually
you
gonna find
fail to
out.
beat it, they'll earn some XP instead. Rivals are also offered when you play outside of the career. And don't worry, if you don't yet have any friends playing the game, you can play against other Powerstar golfers from around the world.
It's a good way for Wiipod to earn some XP.
Yeah. So he doesn't have to worry about crashing out to the dashboard all the time because he changes his caddy.
Yeah.
Match play and career event rounds are not uploaded, and rivals cannot be challenged in those modes. Aww. I don't seem to have him on here. I know he's on my friends list. I thought he was.
Maybe it's a localization thing.
He just might not be on my friends list. It's also a possibility.
Oh,
Let
you guys
me-
aren't friends.
Let me fix that. Did I shut things down? I probably shut things down, didn't I? Did I shut things
You
down?
still appear to be No, you're still broadcasting.
Okay, cool. Why is this so complicated? Microsoft. Thank goodness he has
Microsoft
such a
Play,
short
look.
gamer tag.
If we made it easy, anyone could do it. We want you to have a sense of accomplishment.
We want you to earn those achievements. What do you think we are, Apple?
You don't get a cookie just for playing.
So I added him as a friend. Let's see if Xbox will give me him now. And the answer is no.
Alas.
This guy is on my list. He's the lowest level. This guy. Yes, let's do him. Oh, wait, no. There he is.
Level
We're not
22,
going
that
to do
should
the
be
elite
good.
one. No, we're not doing the elite. We'll do. We should do Coyote Candy because that'll be new holes at least, and Burning Sands will be new holes. We should do one of these two. This one's a lower score. I'm going to take it. 3 under. Oh no. Yes, we'll take 1 over. Shot
think that
prediction did
perhaps
not
this
work
is-
for me. I need help on the putting. Help me on the putting. All right, so Wipod, let's go. What? I'm Frank.
Player 1.
Oh, no.
Maybe that's who he was,
Oh.
and you have to do the same person.
No, I'm Raiko.
No.
I don't know why it should be Frank. Maybe he was Frank, though.
Maybe he was Frank.
Yeah. That seems to be...
He's already laughing. This might be a hard course. You might
Probably.
be totally screwed.
We might be. That's okay. I'm gonna cheat.
Because cheating's worked out really well for you in the past.
Tesla, guide me.
Come on, Nicola. Come on, Nicola. Not in the...
It's in a bunker.
It's in the bunker.
Player 2.
So yeah, cheating didn't help any.
Cheaters never prosper.
Nice shot. See, I feel
Bunker
slightly better
landing.
now. It was a nice shot.
Player 1.
Fly, you fools!
She's already mad.
Spot on shot.
Okie dokie.
Player 2.
This kind of hole is not very good for Frank. He's, like I said, he's all power, so...
Perfect shot.
This may be where he picks up his shot, although this is a very makeable putt for anybody but me.
Player 2. For par.
Green meat ball.
Player 1. For par.
Well, that's a bit of a slope.
Par.
You did it!
Well, man, I did take the slot where you were 1 over par, so I know what your score is going to
Player
be.
2.
So there you go. You'll par the rest of the course.
Oh!
Okay, so the next item on
Player
our
1.
list is talking about China
There's a powerful
cheating.
wind. Take that into
You want
account.
to talk about that, or do you want to move on to something else?
We can just fly through them pretty quickly.
Are
That
you
was based
concentrating?
not enough to worry about it,
Yeah.
I don't
So
trust my ability to actually get that. So we're going to do this. So I sent you a link from Bloomberg. So I have a lot of news sources that I like. Bloomberg, I like. The Atlantic, I like. These are sources I find their writing to be credible and their information solid, and their biases to be tolerable. That doesn't mean they're unbiased, obviously.
it's almost
but,
impossible.
yeah.
So
And it's even
yeah.
the New York Times is biased. But they're tolerably
Yeah.
biased, and you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So they were writing about this story that basically I've been talking to you about from other sources, but it was games journalism, and that phrase
Right.
still has issues. And the fact that that phrase has issues
Yes.
is why it needs to be in the hands of, at
Real
least the Wall
journalists.
Street Journal, right?
Yes, exactly. Actually, my mom asked me if I'd seen the Post movie yet, And I was like,
Bunker
you know, I just
landing.
don't know that that's a movie I need to see in the theater.
Yeah.
You know,
Two.
like,
Like Spotlight. Spotlight
Um,
was a fantastic movie that you don't need to see in theater.
Heavy wind could
right. And
interfere with your
by and
shot.
large, journalism movies are very interesting because stuff that takes years and years and years of boring research is, you know, boiled down for you into this neat little package,
Oh, rough land.
and you get
hour and a
only
half,
the
2 hours
juiciest
of-
bits.
Yeah.
Player 1.
You're good to go.
So yeah, Spotlight, you know, that's something I mean, it was first brought to their attention in the 1991. So 10 years they, you know, dealt with that story at the Boston
Great
Globe.
approach.
I don't know if I'm going to actually hit this putt.
Player 2.
Although the New York Times has been kind of amusingly salty about the Post movie
All right.
Did you?
because, you know, they broke
Player
the
1.
story.
For par.
It's slightly
So,
uphill.
you know, and they were fighting it all out in court. You know, trying to
Here
sue the
goes
United States government, and then the Post took their source. So,
Player 2.
they've been
For
making some
par.
comments. They've been making some comments about the Post movie.
Par.
Yes. Allow me to mark the scorecard.
Yeah.
So the other thing about
Okay.
journalism is the Los Angeles Times is trying to unionize. I think I was starting to talk about that a little bit last week, or maybe even 2 weeks ago, but not really anything beyond that. It's interesting that they never felt that they had to before, and now under new ownership, because they're concerned about where things are going, they're trying to do it.
Bogey.
A minor setback.
All right, there we go. Wipod, we're even. You're going to par the next hole. I have to birdie it to win. That's some pressure. So, the article is in Bloomberg, and it's about PlayerUnknown's Battleground. And, of course, it's very popular in China, for some reason. It's very popular everywhere, but it's particularly popular in China in terms of numbers of players, simply because there are so many guys playing video games in China
Player 2.
that it's kind of hard not to be really, really popular. If you are a
It's
popular
so
game.
popular in China
Watch for the power reduction.
that for the first time ever in the history of Steam, Chinese is the second most spoken language on Steam.
Nice shot.
Nice.
Because of PUBG.
Player
PUBG.
1.
PUBG.
Okay then.
I mean, do we want to
Challenge
keep
time.
saying the whole name out?
No, I was going to say PUBG. Because
I guess. I mean,
Heavy
unknown.
wind could interfere with your shot.
PUBG. I mean, that would be most appropriate.
it's really more appropriate than
You know.
pube.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I like Punkbat, says Wipod. PL for player, UNK for unknown, BAT for battlegrounds. That's pretty solid.
Well, fine then. Let's just call it Battlegrounds. Or Player Unknown. Whatever. Has cheating and a statistically significant number of the cheaters are Chinese. And this is something that
Yay!
games journalists have been reporting.
Player 1.
And now mainstream journalists are reporting on it because the Chinese authorities arrested 120 cheaters. So, and it sounds like at the request or at the or with the cooperation of Tencent. So,
But Tencent is the manufacturer of the cheat, right?
Player 2.
they're the ones that called attention to. I don't. Now I have to look it up again. Anyways, so
That will do.
basically the gist of it is PlayerUnknown's publisher
Player 1.
said that even though more copies of the game are being sold, people playing it is plateauing, and they think it's partially because there's only so many times you can play a match where there's this one guy who can't be killed before you get frustrated and you don't play anymore. And because there are microtransactions, that's lost money for them. So it's sort of theft. A sort of theft.
I'm not putting, no.
Is kind of how they see it. And apparently the Chinese government agreed enough to arrest some people over it. Which is interesting.
Yeah, and they said arrest them and put them in jail. That was this thing that really caught my attention from this article, is that they said, yeah, we'll get these guys and put them in jail for you. Chinese jail.
Chinese jail.
Which is no joke.
No, not like American jail, not federal white-collar prison. Chinese jail.
Delightful.
Get in the hole!
On shot.
So that's pretty harsh for cheating in a video game.
Oh yeah, I mean, what law did they violate in order to get that effect?
That's the real question, and of course, you know, with China, it's tricky.
Yeah.
There's an artist artist activist I follow from China who got arrested for tax evasion, and that's not a crime in China.
Player 1.
So, like, they just, like, made up a charge and arrested him. Okay, so let's see.
Player 1.
Let's see if anybody else is talking about this. China arrests player unknown.
Right, and you suggested that it might just be that they got stuck in, like, basically the equivalent of the drunk tank. You're a cheater, we're going to put you in the sin bin for a little while. Or the involuntary rehabilitation camps to get them over their video game addiction. Congratulations, Ypod.
Right.
I don't think that my triple bogey really mattered. Yeah, I lost it on the second hole.
Player 2.
What? We're
Here we
replaying the
got
hole now?
VG247, Polygon,
Keep track of the
PC
tailwind.
Games, PC Gamer, Esports. Are there any, like, really journalisty other than that Bloomberg article?
I don't know what we're doing
Uh,
here. I thought that was the last one, too.
Engadget?
Player 1.
Apparently, we're still playing.
There's a powerful wind. Take that into account.
Apparently, it's just randomly found an article from the Daily Mail, so, you know, consider the source. China blocks mega popular video game billed as digital Hunger Games, saying it lacks core socialist values about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
I don't think that's really the issue.
Well, it does lack socialist values. You murder everyone. You don't work together.
Mm-hmm. Sure, sure.
Nice on.
But, you know, were they putting him in jail for playing non-communist games or because they were
Player
cheating?
2.
Okay, let me go find the Bloomberg article because it's really the only
Gotta
Like-
love it.
journalisty,
Good.
not games journalism, spelled with
Player 1.
Z's.
For a bird.
Z's. They're so bad
Yeah,
at journalism they can't
probably.
even spell right.
They don't even know how to spell it. Okay, so I found the amount of cheaters
the
that are
green.
from China,
Naturally.
and it's 99%. So I was
Player one
accurate when I
for
said it was
par.
statistically significant, but I guess I forgot that it was literally almost all of them. Okay.
Oh!
Player one.
Let's see if Bloomberg says what they're arrested for.
No, I don't think they did. See, this is one of those things where, you know, most of the time I'm pretty content with not having cameras. But some of my facial expressions for the past couple of putts would probably have been beneficial to have been captured as part of this stream.
Player one. Double bogey.
Yeah, I look a lot like that.
Wizards. Player two wins.
Now we get the good game well played. So there you go, Wipod. Enjoy your extra XP. Looks like you're a little bit closer to your next achievement, therefore. You'll have 25 in no time.
Okay, here's an article that I had to, a press release from Tencent that I had to translate into English, so
That was
this
worth a
quote
rare
is
achievement,
not
though.
a real quote. Quote, the crime of damaging the computer information system has serious consequences. We sentence to not more than 5 years in prison or criminal detention. The consequences are particularly serious. There can be 5 years. If the consequences are particularly serious, they can be sentenced to 5 years or more imprisonment. Users involved in the production, dissemination of the game plugin will face the law as severely punished. So this is the press release from Tencent talking about their cooperation.
Wow. So there's a lot of bad translation going on there, obviously.
Right, but the gist seems to be that the crime is somehow damaging or interfering with computer information systems, and that the Chinese government may see these cases as serious enough to warrant the more than 5 years imprisonment. So this could be real jail time.
So there are more masters to unlock, more golfers, and I don't know where they are. Reading through the descriptions of some of these, this one says, unlock Laoshi, he's one of the guys we saw earlier, by winning the Great Wall Meet Career event. So I'm in a career mode, right? And I don't see the Great Wall tournament. Maybe I'm not allowed to do it yet, because I haven't done enough. So I guess maybe I have to do it in order. Let's look at the... Give me some information. Emperor's Garden. Emperor's Garden. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of golfing to be done. Winning this unlocks Laoshi for play. So the goal is just to win the event. Win losing no more than 2 holes, and so this is a head-to-head matchup. Okay. Sure, let's go. We'll see if we can unlock the master. That way I have more golfers to play with. It's always better to play with more people. And I would like to actually get her Tesla field ability to go off successfully once here before we're done. And this is a 3-hole course, I believe. So unlike the last time where it was the recorded play of Ypod, this is an AI I'm playing against.
Heavy wind could interfere with your shot.
Wow, that is really heavy wind. Thanks. You actually are useful.
So, just randomly, I got a thing on how Fortnite passed 40 million downloads. I mean, that could also be why PlayerUnknown's plateaued. That, and it's kind of a buggy piece of garbage. So,
Rough landing.
there's that.
The wind did not affect my shot nearly as much as I
Master
expected it to for
Lao's
20-mile-an-hour winds. What kind of a golf club is
And
that?
it's not free. Yeah.
There's a powerful wind. Take that into account.
New Xbox Elite controller revealed.
Yeah, I saw something about that. Didn't really pay much attention, though, because I never got all that hyped up for the other one. I'm fine with my just generic controller.
Player 1.
I considered getting the Elite controller, except when I tried to get it, it was sold out for a million years, and I eventually lost interest. Good job, Microsoft. Once again.
The demand
it
was
so difficult to give you money.
Stunning. They were really surprised by it. That is true.
And not for the Xbox, but for the PC,
Fly, you fool!
to be able to customize some things. I thought it would be good, especially since a lot of games that have controller
Good
support
recovery.
recognize the Xbox controller a lot easier than other
Yes.
ones, even
Master
than the
Lao's
Steam
shoes
one.
turn.
Because I have the Steam controller too, but half the time, at least, I plug it in and it's like, yeah, I don't know what that is. And then you plug an Xbox controller in and it's like, oh, hello.
That was ill-timed.
So,
Player 1.
it probably is Ypod. I agree with you. It gave you
The fact that
edge.
yeah, the Elite controller makes
Yeah.
the difference. I gotcha.
Yeah. It wasn't fair. These images look stupid, so even if they are of the actual thing, they're so terrible that
Nice on.
Well,
Master
I did my
Lao's
best.
turn.
Now I'm going to lose. I got on the green. Putting is my downfall.
Player 1. For par.
Now, Fortnite had a little bit of sort of a mini scandal when, for a weekend, people were able to cross-platform play between the PS4 and the Xbox.
Oh, come on!
On the green.
And they eventually fixed the bug
Player 1.
that caused that. But it did work for a while.
Why do you torment me so?
Well then, come on.
Bogey.
A minor setback.
Master Lao's shoes turn. To
That
win the
par
hole.
putt was amazing.
Opportunities to multiply as they are seized.
I mean, a flaming golf club would not be allowed anywhere on the green. He'd be singeing it all over the place.
Yeah, and they don't want people messing up the green.
Another long one.
All right, so yeah, so people may be going to jail for 5 years
Because they were
in
cheating
China.
at PUBG.
because they were cheating at PUBG.
So,
That's right.
you know, it's interesting because the cultural impacts in China, you know, obviously they're
Master Lao
totally
shoes
okay with cheating on the whole, far more so than it appears that we are. as Americans and Europeans. But, well, he's used his ability again. I figured he was done. But the other cultural impact this has is that video games are a very, very big part of Chinese life for a lot of people. I'm particularly interested in the unmarried younger man. Young men and guys that are my age or maybe a little bit older. The victims, the current victims of the continuation of the one-child policy, because for cultural reasons, if you were limited to one child, a lot of families wanted to have a male child to prolong the family name and whatnot. Which meant that
no, it has to do with how property is divided there. So
same reason ultimately, you know.
Yeah. But basically, if you didn't have a male child, then your female child couldn't inherit your property. So the only way to pass your property on to your children was to have male children.
Otherwise, the government would take it?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know if some other male relative took it. But it wouldn't go to your kids.
Not near your
And
kid
the problem
and your
with
kid's
that
spouse,
then
but...
became no one could take care of you and your spouse.
Player 1.
Yeah, because your kids would inherit your land and they would work it and they would take care of you. So that was the part of the retirement plan. So.
But as a result, there's a real dearth of females under the age of 40 in China, basically, which is terrible for the next generation as well, because there's going to be a huge baby bust. Their 2 billion population is going to crater. But in the meantime, there's a bunch of younger men that have very little to do in life. They don't have a spouse. They don't have kids. They don't have a family. So what are they going to do? I was concerned that they might do something crazy like go to war with everybody. But it turns out they'd rather just play video games, which is great for America, but probably not so great for China.
I predict good things.
Nice on. Master Lao Shu's turn.
But how that matters now is that if all those people are playing video games and they're being told that they can't play the video games they want to play, if they're being sent to jail for playing video games, if video games become problematic in China, a lot of those cultural factors might come back into play.
Well done.
Well, and some of the men, it's interesting because different men approach this differently.
Yes, it's downhill.
Another way that it's approached is there's a group of men who work to save up the money to buy houses and apartments, because women are extremely picky
Because they can
they
be.
can afford to be. Right, so
That will do.
like there are a lot of women who are like, I won't even talk to a guy who doesn't have a good job, a good savings account, already bought a
It's slightly
house.
uphill.
Why should I? You know, because there's 10 like that I can talk to instead. So there's the ones who've kind of opted out of it completely, and they do the chatbots and video games and all that. And then there's the ones who are like trying so hard to get there, and they feel a tremendous amount of pressure, because it's hard to make the kind of money
On the green.
that they need for that.
Naturally.
What the hell is with the putting?
Master Lao Shu's turn.
Naturally.
Apparently I need to go play mini golf some because my putting game is not good.
Player 1.
And China allows you to have 2 children now. They
Right,
abandoned the
they
one-child
realized
policy.
it was just not a good idea.
And they had a whole advertising thing they did
Here
with
goes nothing.
make your one child a female child and showing 2 parents with a happy
Master
girl
Lao
baby
Shu's
and all
turn
this, but it
to
just
win the hole.
it was too late. By the time they realized they had a problem, it was way too late.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you had this thing going on for
Lao Shu
30
wins
years.
the hole.
There's a generation missing. Yeah, I know I
Yeah,
have to guess, and that's what I've been
generation.
trying to do. just missing terribly.
So the National State Population and Family Planning Commission says males of marrying age outnumber females of marrying age by at least 30 million. Which is actually smaller than I would have thought.
Yeah. Again, I agree. Much smaller than I would have expected. I think that goes to show how largely unsuccessful the one-child plan was anyway. Even though that was the rule, and people were prosecuted under the rule, and people were killed as a result, a lot of people found ways around. They bought off the guards, and they bribed the government officials, and they hid the kids, or they just, got approval because they were rich enough. How many of these people were having, or they were farmers? A lot of the farmers would claim that they needed extra labor, right? So it didn't affect the rural areas nearly as much.
Player 1.
Yeah.
But still, 30 million is a big number.
Take that into account.
It's a big number, yeah. There's 1.3 billion people in China. So, I mean, compared to the entire population of China, it's not huge.
It's a very small percentage, but how many of those are, so first divide by half to get, men and women, roughly. And then, marrying age. So we're talking 20 to 40, right? How many people are in the 20-40 age range? Maybe a third? Maybe a third. So first you have it, so you're at 600 million. Then you take another third, that's 200 million. So you have 200 million versus 170 million. That's starting to look much more like a big differential. Still not as big as I was expecting, though. I was expecting it to be bigger.
Well, because they estimate that they gender selected abortions around 250 million in the years that they did the one-child policy.
That's astounding.
But yeah. But that could be, I don't know how, I don't know if the Chinese government tracked it or if that's just group tracked or what.
Yeah, no way to know.
And that would affect multiple generations. So why?
See, I trusted you. I trusted
if there were 30
you,
million
meter.
more men in Canada than women, then he would never find a girlfriend.
Master Lao Shu's turn.
I trusted the meter. The meter told me I was going to be on the green.
Especially if they all lived in your province or something. Even if there were like 3 million in your province, that would really shrink the playing field.
Master Lao Shu's turn.
Well, there's a chance I can win this hole, even with all the mistakes I've made.
Naturally.
Now, another side effect of it that's been kind of interesting is that women are initiating divorce more in China because they don't have to put up with stuff because they can find somebody else.
Well, this actually brings us to something we were talking about today, which is that I was reading an article, was it again Bloomberg? And it was citing a New York Times article. That's what it was. It was a Bloomberg article that ended up citing a 1979 New York Times article. And it's talking about universal basic income as an idea. And the Bloomberg article was obviously very much in favor of it. And I think it's, it's going to be a tricky thing. But I can understand an argument for it. And the Bloomberg article being biased in favor of it, not really a problem. But the 1979 New York Times article was biased against it because of evidential reasons. They had said, hey, it's been tested out and it didn't work. And Bloomberg saying it's not that big a deal, you're misreading the data. Basically saying the New York Times piece was talking about how in an experiment where universal basic income was happening, it was being talked about that the divorce rates were going up. And then the Bloomberg defense was, actually, that was a statistical anomaly. It wasn't actually going up. And my point to you was that it may actually have been going up, and that's probably okay.
Yeah, in other words, if the only reason a person was putting up with their spouse was because financially they couldn't afford not to, that's not a great reason to put up with somebody. You know, I mean, it's a
terrible.
great reason in the sense you don't want to be homeless, but
Right.
it's horrible to be in that situation. Um, and you know, like there's someone from the family planning office in China here says, quote, the number of divorces is going to continue to go up for the foreseeable future because women now have more choices economically and demographically.
Player 1.
And in 10 years, their divorce rate went from 1% to 2.57%,
Help me.
which is low compared to the rest of the world. But that's a huge increase for 10 years. What is happening?
Player 1.
Oh, that was so bad. Wow. Wow. You're gonna make me keep going, huh? Why you make me keep going?
How disappointing.
Oh my gosh,
Okay,
that was,
so
that was
Player
appalling.
1.
here's some other random consequences.
Ah,
These men who
look out
compulsively save so they
Oh,
can
no.
impress a bride. Apparently China has this
Player
like
1.
freakishly high household savings rate where their people don't spend money to a economically deadening effect.
Right.
And then
Great
also
approach.
they've had a big increase in sex trafficking, prosecution, and kidnapping
Master Lao Shu's turn.
female
To win the
refugees
hole.
from North Korea and forcing their marriages with older peasant men in
Steady.
northeastern China.
Yes.
Great. Great.
Player 1.
Seems too slow played.
But yeah, economists think their high savings rate could be down to something they're calling the competitive saving motive, where it's
Player
how
1.
you impress people now. And it's a huge consequence to their economy and their massive trade imbalance.
I have some choice words
Player
for
1.
putting.
This should be statistically impossible.
See, the
Master Lao
Chinese
Shu's
government
turn. To win the hole.
says households with sons in regions with a larger gender gap save more than
Lao
households with
Shu
daughters.
wins the hole.
And this could cause knock-on effects. Oh my gosh, it just keeps going. I can still win this.
You could technically still win this. It's true.
This can kind of knock-on effects, not just for this generation and the next generation, obviously, but even for several generations later, because culturally, this is going to have an impact. We're still feeling culturally the impact of the Great Depression and how it impacted my grandparents' generation, and how they therefore, handled raising of their kids, the baby boomers, and how they raised us. So this is going to come back and be a
Master
problem
Lao
for them
Shu's
for a
turn.
while.
Well, and
Any wind could interfere with your shot.
so this is the environment into which we throw Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. And the question of why this game, why this cheating,
Player 1.
why now, and that they're being
Mind
charged
across
with some
wind.
sort of with a social computing system is kind of an interesting one.
Yeah, that's an odd Odd duck, I would say. Alright.
Now,
I need to whack this thing really hard.
one of the solutions put forward
I've
was to
never
put all the
been better.
Chinese players on their own server.
Right, and that's one of the things that's surprising to us as we were discussing this, that it wasn't done like that already. That's one of those things that
Right.
you would think is just already set up.
Like,
Player 1.
it sounds like this game is kind of global, which maybe that's why it has some problems with bugging out and things like that.
Too hard. Way, way too hard. In the take a drink.
Oh no!
Incorrigible.
Incorrigible.
Player 1.
I don't know if that's...
I'm not doing that again.
That's what
we
I
are
would
going
have chosen.
to.
Maybe just try to... Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to see if I can chip it somehow. Club. Nope, I want something longer than that.
Yeah, Whitepod said that might end up being a plus for the Xbox version, tougher to exploit it. Yeah, that could be
it depends.
the case.
It could be, and it also does depend on how those exploits are being done, though. The game code theoretically is basically the same, right? So. But yeah, it's also one of the things where Microsoft will take faster action against the cheaters and be able to assist in taking faster action
Master
against
Lao
the cheaters.
Shu's turn.
Take a drink yourself.
And it's not coming to PlayStation. So
Not for a little while.
Master Lao
That's
Shu's turn.
yeah,
that is the
some of the
benefit that
comments
Xbox
the
is having
developer
here.
made it sound like Sony was like, no thanks,
That was fun.
not right now.
Mm,
So
I don't think that's what Sony said.
yeah,
Things of today.
I'm sure it was more like ha ha ha, go away. But the way they presented it was, maybe later when we can put some more resources into it. They said no thanks right now. And of course Sony had no comment, so whatever.
I hit it harder than I was supposed to.
Watch where you are landing.
Player 1.
No, it didn't sound particularly appealing to me.
No, I don't think this is a game for us.
So,
This is not a us game at all. But
Yeah. The one thing that I constantly roll my eyes at is the description of it as a digital
From here.
Hunger Games,
Player 1.
when
Yeah,
the
it's
genre
stupid.
is being called Battle Royale.
yeah,
It's like, I mean,
guys, come on. Do you know what Battle Royale is? Please.
do you know where that term came from?
Should have had the Tesla on. Not that it makes any
Great
difference.
shot.
So yeah, that was.
Slightly
Oh
uphill.
gosh, come on, guys. Anyway, the bottom line is, while no jail is recommended, Chinese jail less recommended than other jails, like federal white-collar prison in the United States.
Master Lao Shu's turn.
So,
to win the
if you
hole.
play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds in China, don't cheat,
Steady and straight.
because
Don't get put in Chinese jail.
Player
But
1.
especially don't get put in
They're-
Korean jail.
Korean jail's messed up, man.
Please, bright temples.
I mean, it seems to work for them. So
Master
whatever,
Lao Shu's
you know.
turn. To win the hole.
But
Yeah, this is one of those things that is cultural, unlike that other thing.
it's
we were
extremely
talking about.
cultural. Yeah,
I believe we can do better.
And I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think we want to go down that path.
yeah.
So,
Lao Shu wins the hole.
Next on the list, after was Hasbro.
5 more
Magic Card
holes. If he
thing.
wins one more, we're done. So let's do this next one. Then I can go to the store and maybe buy some better gear. Because since I'm playing with the basic gear, I think that's part of why I'm not doing so well. I can blame the clubs.
Yeah, blame your equipment. Carpenter
Lag!
tools, etc. Or GTA ASC G-Task.
The G-Task, the GTASC.
Master
The
Lao
So
Shu's
that-
turn.
G-Task.
It started last Wednesday, so we're coming up on our
There is a
first
powerful
period,
Take it.
which is going to be 11 a.m. our time, I think. Tomorrow morning is when the rollover happens. And the bottom 10% of scorers in this first week are
It's in a
gone.
bunker.
Player 1.
Are you gonna survive this round?
Oh yeah, we're definitely surviving. The cutoff is currently about
wanted to cross
1,200 points, and my team has over 6,000.
It's 2-person teams?
2-person teams. Yep. So there's I forget how many teams there are, but it's on the order of like 500, I think. Which is actually smaller than I expected. It has fewer people engaged this year than it has had in the past. And I think that has to do with the fact that some of the changes are not as popular as might be expected. That's good. The change from a weekend cutoff to a weekday cutoff at a time which is during the workday for a lot of Europeans and Americans really upset a lot of people. Because they want to be there at the period rollover so that they can score last-minute points and just watch it happening. And now they're going to be stuck at work.
Master Lao Shu's turn.
I'm not doing very well with this tournament, but I feel like I'm playing this hole a little bit better. Like I stopped caring, and so now I'm free to just actually play okay. You know how that happens? You get all worked up and stressed, but then you just relax a little and it all comes together nicely.
This is what it's like when you're playing games like Dark Souls or Bloodborne or Doom. You know, when you're really uptight about dying, you play like garbage. But when you're like, oh, whatever, if I die, I die, then you're a ninja.
Player 1.
Ubisoft
Powerstar
accidentally
Golf.
releases Assassin's Creed Origin DLC a week early. The Hidden Ones, which officially comes out on January 23rd. Got it patched into their game last night. I'm guessing that's people who have the season pass or something. Then Ubisoft yanked it back. It was a misconfiguration of their in-game store.
Oh well.
Spot on shot.
Takes place in Sinai.
Master
Come
Lao
on, you
Shu's turn.
I know I didn't get it back on the fairway, but I got it on the green. Give me credit for that.
And level cap to 5 and outfits and mounts.
Okay.
Hype.
Player 1.
So I still don't have
To
Assassin's
win
Creed
the hole.
Origins.
Seems to be.
I'd like to have it, but I can wait for it to go
Kind
on
of
sale.
surprises me.
Again.
I thought that was something you might spend money on.
I came really close. It went down to $30 for Black Friday. I almost jumped on that. The only reason I didn't was because I had an inkling I might get it for Christmas, and I almost got it for Christmas, so it was the right choice not to. It's going the other way. It's not coming very hard.
What else have I got on my Google front page on my phone? Watch Blizzard's
Master, now
anime
shoes
trailer
time.
for its new Heroes of the Storm skins. No, thank you. Overwatch World Map release date. No. Oh, someone edited the women out of The Last Jedi. It's like a half an hour or something.
Wow.
Did you hear about this?
Why? I didn't. Why would you do that?
Someone made a cut of The Last Jedi without all the quote-unquote girl power.
Jeez. I still haven't seen
and
that.
It's terrible, but apparently the good thing about it is the person who made it, who was an MRA or, you know, similar, even they admitted it was terrible. So
It's a
there
half
you
hour,
go.
and you took out a bunch of plot. Of course it's going to be terrible. I mean, this is not like the recut version of the Phantom Menace, which is just the intro and the lightsaber duel, right? That may be all you need for that
Master,
Star
now
Wars
shoes
movie,
time.
but this is not how that works anymore.
Right. Final Fantasy is getting a Windows edition in March.
I saw that. It's Final Fantasy 15, right?
Yeah.
Water hazard. Player 1.
What I'd really like, though, is for some of the old Final Fantasies to be remade and brought to the Xbox ecosystem. That'd be great. Probably not going to happen. Probably not.
I mean,
going to happen.
Squeenix doesn't totally hate you guys. They
No,
gave
not
you Life
totally.
is Strange.
Yeah.
But that's literally the only thing I can think of. Sorry. Trying to think of something else.
Mm-hmm. Let's pull it that way.
So, I was briefly excited that AT&T announced that they were going to get Huawei phones. Yeah, because I have a Huawei phone, in case anyone cares. Chinese phone.
What?
And but Congress, you know, because Congress is going through all of AT&T's stuff right now because of the Time Warner thing, and they told them that they couldn't because it was too involved with the Chinese government. And
Right.
I was like, well, you know, China makes all the phones that are in America,
Looks
right?
like it's going
literally
to be
every single
rough
one.
going from here.
Master Lao Shu's turn.
15 new emotions you feel after building a PC.
He's so much better than I am.
That will do.
Player
That's a
1.
little depressing.
World of Warcraft got level scaling today. I have no idea what
Why?
that means. But it happened.
That seems like a really big
Player
change.
1.
And a stupid
Oh,
one
I
at that.
see. Well, Kotaku's
Great
obviously had
approach.
enough of World of Warcraft. Or at least the person who wrote this, because this article is not very polite.
Player 1.
Okay.
It is downhill.
Games journalism strikes again.
With a Z. Games journalism with a Z.
Don't make me keep putting. Stop making me putt.
Player 1.
Seems to
I'm
be
not putting the balls in the hole. Look at that. I don't trust you and I do much better. Nor the
Master
meter.
Lao Shu's turn. To win the match.
Thank you. Just win it. End it. End it. Thank you.
acceptable. Can we do better?
Well, that was a bit of a graphical
Lao
glitch
Shu
there.
wins the hole. Results. My heart is...
Light golf clap for my opponent. Let's get out of here.
Exceeding expectations across the board.
Alright, I'm on the Square Enix Xbox One store. And you can buy Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, no, we have Final Fantasy, but we can't get like Final Fantasy 6 or Final Fantasy 12.
No. Yeah, but nobody can. Like, you can't buy that for PlayStation.
You can.
I do not think so. I'm going to the PlayStation store now, though. Let me just make sure they didn't put them on the PS1 emulator thing.
So I'm up over 15,000 credits now, so I should probably buy an Elite Pack, right? That's what we're all here to see.
I mean, it seems like that's your bang for your buck.
It's the bang for the buck. I'm not going to hold out for 60,000. So this is what we're doing, right? Let's do it. I'm going to spend some credits. Pack opening stream. Get all the followers. Come join me now, guys. What's in the loot box? Let's find out.
Okay, so I was wrong. Final Fantasy VI is part of the PS1 Classic Collection.
Alright, so I got 2 clubs. I got Mystic Wedges. Particle Accelerator Woods. Strike Boost. This is a booster. Wallop Irons.
But it's an elite booster. And you got a shirt.
Maven shirt. And I can click on the left stick to show values. Oh, I can't see. My TV's so tiny.
Okay. You could get Final Fantasy VI because the PS1 classic games work on the PS3. And you have one of those.
No. I'm not saying I can't get the games. I don't need to buy another copy of Final Fantasy VI to play on the PlayStation. Because I have a copy I can play on the PlayStation. I need Final Fantasy VI I can play on my Xbox. He wants the Sweet
He
Chivas.
just wants the
Ypod
Sweet
gets
Chivas.
it. Ypod gets it.
Ypod gets it. Oh my gosh. So you want
don't
Final
know what
Fantasy
most of these
with
things mean.
Xpovos. Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen.
Alright, let's go equip some of this stuff. I got a new wood.
Oh, this week, Final Fantasy VII's Remake got a tentative release date for the first episode of
Wow, they
first
actually did it.
quarter 2019.
So plus 95 power, but I lose a little bit of accuracy. Yeah, that's gotta be worth it, right? Wallop Irons give me more power, less accuracy. I'm not gonna be accurate anymore. That's fine. That's why I have Tesla. I have some wedges equipped already. Yeah, we're going with these guys. Mystic looks really good. Why is this one in gray? Is this what Frank has? I don't know. I didn't get a new putter. I need a new putter so badly.
Okay, so I have to issue a question here. The edit of Last Jedi is 46 minutes.
Okay.
And it is the poster titled the project The Last Jedi: Defeminized Fan Edit and described the cut as, quote, basically The Last Jedi minus girls' power and other silly stuff. Cut out most shots showing female fighters and pilots and female officers commanding people around / having ideas. No, that's what it says. I'm gonna skip some other stuff that's spoilery.
That's all so stupid. This looks great.
I think Ypod broke. He tried to type something and...
It was so stupid he had a little bit of an aneurysm. I can completely
I
understand
know.
that.
He tried. He had a rage blackout. He'll be back in a few.
Well, that's good to hear. I will look forward to going to see that. Alright, so I've got some new gear on. Let's go play one hole and see how that looks. Let's go to Coyote Canyon. No, I just want to shoot one hole.
Ypod, some people don't like it when movies allow men to have any more contribution to the plot than, say, a plant.
I don't want to actually go against rivals. I just want to play one hole. Can I play one hole? Can I play one hole? Whatever, let's go. I'll just play the first hole. Try out these new clubs, see if it actually makes any difference, or if it was just a complete waste of 15,000
Just one
credits.
more game, Mom.
Just one more. And then I'll go back and probably play some more Battleship.
Sorry, I'm reading an article about how New California declared independence from California in a bid to become the 51st state. I just can't with California anymore.
When did that happen?
Like today?
Wow. I mean, obviously it's got nothing to it, but...
Yeah, nothing is going to happen, but basically the people that don't live in this densely populated, liberal-leaning urban centers want those. They'll be in the other. Gonna Google New California. See when it happened. Oh, they did it yesterday. My bad. They wrote a Declaration of Independence.
Oh my gosh.
And included a map.
See, there's a green up here. There's green right here. If I could get it to stick there. What could I get it over there? Is that the alternate path? I have to try this. Ugh.
So you started G-Task. How many weeks do you think you're gonna make it?
20. Probably about 20.
So we're gonna go back to playing stupid crap on the streams, so you can get important Cheetos.
Shouldn't have to. Oh, wasted. Oh, in the water.
Somewhere.
Player 2.
My iPod will be happy with a month.
Watch for a slight.
Your
The
socks
competition
are
is
interesting.
stiff, so... Water. Boom. Oh, being in the water.
Oh. It is better than being in the
Player
water.
3.
There's a little bit of a breeze out.
raising a ruckus.
Yikes.
Player 4.
That's how man does it.
He puts it on the green, where it's supposed to be.
Fly, you fools!
The interesting thing is that Raiko is so much better a golfer than Frank is, in actuality. I mean, Frank hits it hard, but she puts it in the hole.
Player 4.
Frank's all about the driving range.
Perfect shot.
Nice shot.
Okay, what else do I have on this list? Oh, Detroit Become Human.
Player
Or do you
2.
want to talk about rubber banding? Because I didn't even know
Oh.
which rubber banding you meant.
Yeah, I was talking about the rubber banding that you thought I was. I was talking about it with another gamer earlier today, and it caused me to go on one of my internet spirals, and I dug into it. And he basically was complaining that people called it rubber banding because he'd never called it rubber banding and he didn't know where the term came from. It's been called rubber banding for forever, is the thing. So, had to go digging into that and found evidence of it in existence in 1987 and being called rubber banding at that point. The very first video game to incorporate rubber banding as an AI technique to keep the game interesting was, unsurprisingly, a racing game that was released only in Japan called Last Lap. Obviously, that's the translation.
Well, yeah, and it's become a cliche that it's like everyone knows that the way to win Mario Kart is to be in second place holding a shell.
Yep.
Fine.
Don't want to be in first place because then the blue shell comes and gets
Player
you.
1.
Yep.
But at least in most cases, that is just the players in last place have a higher chance of getting the blue shell. The rubber banding, as in a lot of games, is that the guys behind get acceleration bonuses and all kinds of stuff that just really affects their ability to come back far more than it really ought to for a fair match. And people complain about that because if you're winning, you don't want to start losing. But it's an important thing, and it's used in a lot of sports games as well. So I play a fair amount of Madden, and in Madden, you're going to have games where you're crushing the AI. And then all of a sudden they start doing well because you're up by 3 scores, and you're like, oh, it's the rubber banding coming into play. But the thing is, when your team is up by 3 scores, they're not going to be disciplined enough to keep putting it on, in most cases, unless you're the Patriots. And even then, they lose an edge a little bit. And another thing about sports is that human beings, especially in doing sporting things, are not consistent. So the fact that you've been winning has a lot more to do with luck than anyone wants to admit.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with rubber banding,
always,
is what my point is.
in most competitions that people find enjoyable, you have a combination of high luck and high skill.
Great
Where
shot.
without high skill, you cannot win,
Player
but
4.
there's enough luck to keep it interesting.
Yep. Man, look at Grant Puck.
Eagle.
Yes!
I need his equipment.
Player 3. For an eagle.
Come on, baby. I'll take it.
Player 2. For a birdie.
It's on
Oh.
the green, ladies and gentlemen.
Just go over and stop.
Player 1.
We must try and recover.
I think if I've ever noticeably experienced something like comeback mechanics,
Player 1.
outside of, like, say, Mario Kart, you know, something like that.
I believe we can do better.
A non-racing game.
Player 3. For a birdie.
Birdie. Booyah!
By the way, I'm super amazing at
Player
Overcooked
2.
now.
For par.
Oh yeah, you've
So
had a
once
lot
we
of practice,
figure out
right?
the robot arm thing, we can
Not bad,
play and
not
we'll be really
bad.
good.
Yeah, so that would probably need some explanation because we were talking about the possibility of my playing, via your PlayStation essentially to do some stuff, and we came to the conclusion that the best answer was robot hands on a controller, and that was just a body horror film waiting to happen.
Right, and then I was like, well, maybe what we should do is make a game on the Unity engine about people trying to play each other's consoles with robot arms and then just horrible stuff happening.
Oh, this is the one I wanted to play. All right, now I'm playing this one. One more hole. One more hole, Ma.
You're obsessed. I don't want your schoolwork to suffer.
Player
Good thing we
4.
have snow coming. School's gonna be canceled tomorrow.
Oh, I heard you guys were gonna have some
Watch
ice
for a
or
slight
something.
breeze.
We're gonna have a decent amount of snow for us.
All charged up.
My husband is gonna be up your way
One step
A week
closer to
from-
victory.
tomorrow. He has meetings
Player 3.
they're flying
Oh,
him
wow.
up for. Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he's not looking forward to it. But I said at least you lived there before, so you like have the clothes. You're not like someone who's been a Florida resident for years and years and you just don't own clothes like this.
He's familiar with what is coming next.
Yeah, it's not gonna be this total horrifying
two.
surprise. He didn't seem impressed with
There's a
my
little bit of a breeze out.
pep talk, so yeah.
Rough landing.
So this is a
Um,
tricky shot. Let's see if I can make it work.
Take care. A small breeze is blowing.
Now the comeback mechanic thing reminds me of this list I saw of ways video games developers help you that you don't even know.
Yes, I remember that
And one of
article.
the things was in Assassin's Creed, the last drop of health takes longer to go through than all the others. So that you can, save yourself if you just need to kill one more dude. Which I thought was really interesting, because that would be to decrease player frustration
Yes.
and make the game more fun.
Crap.
Positively magnetic.
Disastrous.
Incorrigible.
Wish I could remember what any of the others were,
Player 1.
but that's the one that's coming to me.
Whoa, what? I can't see my clubs. What the hell am I doing? There we go. That's better.
All right, so here's I'm trying to find this article found. The top 10 ways video games can improve real life is actually what came up. Because I was looking for ways
Still
video
fun,
games
but
help
not
you.
what we're looking for. But anyway, that's the trick for getting through there.
disappointing.
Teach you
Oh, well.
personal
Player
accountability.
2.
You learn how to deal with people in real life. Are you serious? Have you ever played an online video game?
No, you don't actually. It's not the people you meet online. It's the implied social interaction with the fake people. It's like, oh, that's how you resolve conflict without being a douchebag. Do it like he did it. I get it now. It's like reading a book.
No,
except
that's
that it's
not
more
what this says. It says online games offer plenty of opportunities to interact with other players.
No.
Each of those experiences can teach a few things about how others in real life. You can work
Well,
well
that's
with just
true.
about anyone, perhaps, if you have the same goal, whether it's finishing a dungeon or working on a presentation, and how
Or having
clear
sex with your
upfront
mother.
communication is essential because others can't read our minds. You know what I know for sure? The person who wrote this has never played an online video game in their life.
Wow. So there we go. That was Powerstar Golf. I chose it as one of the ones I wanted to play this month because I have some achievements that I want to unlock in it. I didn't unlock any of them, which is not surprising. But I did make some progress and I had some fun doing it. And I do enjoy it. I'm sorry that it glitched out on Wi-Fi there. But I thought it was an enjoyable golfing experience. It's obviously not golf, but it's got enough of the proper golf in it to keep a lot of purists happy, while still being arcadey enough to be actually a video game and therefore entertaining. That's my 2 cents, at least. And I know that it's probably been the best stream you guys have ever seen. So I hate to break it to you, but we won't be coming back to this next week. We'll be doing more Hearthstone for even more engaging gameplay on Saturday. But that one actually is going to be pretty awesome because I think that we're going to do an arena run. And arena is my favorite game mode in Hearthstone. So that's the one I'm really looking forward to in our Hearthstone series. And then next Tuesday, we'll be back. And if my recollection is correct, next Tuesday we're firing up Marlowe Briggs and the Mask of Death.
Yes, that's what we're doing. We're playing Marlowe Briggs.
Now, this is a game that I barely knew about until it came out as Games with Gold, either last month or the month before, this month or the month before, recently. It was a recent Games with Gold, it was a recent backwards compatibility ad, and it was really not on my radar as a game I ever wanted to play. But I was telling Des about it as the game that we were getting, and she's like, oh, I've heard of this game. I watched Jesse Cox stream it, and it was really entertaining to watch him stream it for a little while. So I think that's what got me excited about it. And I watched a bit of that stream, and this is a game that does not take itself seriously at all, and that's going to be the fun of it. We're going to have some fun playing it, I think, and just enjoying it for the experience of what it is. And it is Marlowe Briggs.
And the Mask of Death, or the Spear of Death, or
Mask of Death.
Mask of Death.
The Mask of Death,
Okay,
although
awesome.
I'm pretty sure there's a spear involved as well.
Well,
but-
his weapon is some kind of pointy stick thing.
Right, but the mask is the thing that talks to him.
Yes.
But you'll see all of that
basically
very
it's-
early on.
You'll see it all. Yeah.
You'll see it all. One of the awesome things for me about that game is that there is an achievement associated with skipping all of the cutscenes. The
Yeah.
developers thought so much of the time and effort they put into their cutscenes, they're like, we'll give you an achievement if you can skip
don't-
them all.
We don't want you to watch any of this crap. Like, we didn't actually...
I'm going to
we
have
didn't
such a
wanna-
hard time. I'm going to have such a hard time earning that achievement because I don't skip anything. That's just not my nature. So I'm going to... This is my skip playthrough. Skip, third one. Ooh, what? Yeah, tell me more. Tell me... Ah, damn it, I didn't skip! Start over again.
Well, what
But-
you should do is... you need to graph out how many times you need to play it to see if you can get all the achievements in like 2
Twice.
playthroughs, and then you can skip them the second time
Yes, that's the plan.
when you'll be all primed.
Yep. It does require 2 playthroughs at a minimum. 3 is also a possibility. So either the second or the third playthrough, I'll be trying to make sure I skip all the cutscenes, which means we can safely watch them all and get all that juicy plot.
Yay!
We'll do that next Tuesday.
So much plot.
Next Tuesday, 9 p.m. And we hope to see you guys Saturday. We're still on for 4 p.m. for Hearthstone Arena time with Des.
Yay! And then that's our last Hearthstone, I think.
One more after that, possibly. It depends on how we do with Arena, I think. If it goes really badly and we're done fast, we'll get through the rest of the material in that one session.
Alright, I'm gonna move Military Madness then.
I thought for sure I gave us 4 weeks of Hearthstone.
Oh, you did. Just kidding.
Alrighty.
I don't have to move Military Madness. You didn't use my chart.
What chart?
It's
I used my own
it's not a chart. It was a list, but it had formatting and stuff, and you ignored it. Okay. I'm good now. So yeah,
right.
Marlowe Briggs of the Mask of Death.
The Math of Death. Now that's
the Math
game
of
for me.
Death. The Math of Desk.
The Math of
Is
Desk.
what I said.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. That'll be the stream title next week.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The Math of Desk. All right, guys. Have a
Alright,
good night. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.